Announcements, let me go over them real quick. It's kind of short list right now still, but I think that hopefully the list will get a little longer now that we're coming out of this quarantine. We're now entering Knoxville. Was supposed to come out of quarantine and go into the phase 2 of reopening on the last day of the month. And you may remember last week I was saying that it was unsure about what we were going to do with our singing service and so on. Well, I heard the news on Friday, I think it was Friday or Thursday or Friday, that Knoxville is going to be doing their phase 2 reopening on Tuesday. So just 2 days from now, and that's about a week earlier than expected. But that's because the numbers for the coronavirus COVID cases are just unexpectedly low. The numbers are falling off. Sheila, you looked that up this last night or this morning. Was it 6 cases?
Yesterday, the active cases in Knox County was 23.
23. I thought you said it was down to a single-digit number now.
No, it had gone down from 47, I think.
Okay, so it's still a double-digit number, but 20 in the entire Knox County, only 20 some odd cases that are active right now. And what?
None of those.
Oh, none of those are hospitalized. So, bottom line is things are going well as far as combating this virus, and I want to thank everybody that came to church and wore your mask like your pastor asked you to. We want to be responsible and do our part. We want to, not only have love for our neighbors and our friends and even our other church members. We want to have that love, but we want to do something about it. It's one thing to say, I love you, but it's another thing to do an act of love. And putting these masks on these last couple of weeks and abiding by the rules has been our act of love to the world. In the Bible, it talks about, in the King James Version, it talks about our conversation with the world. Well, that's been our conversation with the world, is a conversation of, I care about you and I'm willing to make some personal sacrifice. I mean, these masks are such a small thing. We don't keep them on for very long, just when we go in the store, when we're in close quarters. We stopped by a fast food restaurant this morning on our way to church, got a little bite to eat. And, the lady inside's wearing a mask. I'm in my car, but I'll slip the mask on just because I'm talking with her through the window. We've been taking these precautions because we don't want other people to catch germs that we may be carrying around. And that's the whole point. But basically, things are going well in our fight against this virus. And so starting next Sunday, we're going to come to church, and we're not going to require masks in the church. If you still want to wear one, that's fine. Now, if you come to church, if you've been coming to church the last couple of Sundays, or you thought about coming to church and you didn't like the idea of wearing a mask and you wanted to go without your mask, we offered the option for people to be in their car because we got a radio transmitter. You can listen to the church service live from your car radio. Well, now it's flipped around. So now, next Sunday, since we're going to be in phase 2 reopening, we're going to have our church service. We're still going to practice social distancing, so we'll keep the tables and the chairs still separate the way they are now. But we're 8 to 10 feet apart in here, and so we're not going to be wearing masks in church next Sunday, or not required to. If you want to wear one, that's fine, and be in the building, that's fine, nobody will say anything. Now, so it's flipped around. So now if you're uncomfortable with the idea of being in a place where people aren't wearing masks, now it's your opportunity to stay in the car and listen to the church by way of the radio. So you can come to church, sit in the parking lot, and listen to it live on car radio. We will still do the videos online. I've been saying for years we wanted to do that, but there just didn't seem to be time enough to do that. And I am thankful that God has sent us Randy that's going to be taking on a lot of that burden. Let's give Randy a hand. Randy, I do believe that if you're going to be doing that job, it comes with a charge of the Lord, working as a probationary deacon. And so, you said we wanted to wait until after this was over to basically to give you the charge of the deacon. We could do that next Sunday at the singing service or the first Sunday in June. I'll leave that up to you, but let me know. And so we'll plan that out. We want to give Randy the charge, and official title is going to be the Deacon of Media Ministry. And so that's an important job these days and times. And but we're reaching out into the world in different ways.